Hey, started out with a dream, turned it into a thing, turned it into a goal. Po' boys diesel, look where we are. Yeah, we ready to fight, we ready to roll. Fighting the cancer, fight for the goals. Cold that we roll, for Mama Po. Shout out to Missy, shout out Baby Po. Can't do it alone, it's all part of the craft. If you viewing at home, then you part of the family. Yeah, it's Po' boys diesel, BWB, the dragon drive tool, black smoke and DIY.
Let's get started and let the Po roll.
Hey, what's going on, co-rollers? Po' boys coming at you. Hey guys, today we're going to be working back again with the battle axe. I got my big friend over here, Joey, sitting right over here. Hello. He's over here to give me a hand. You guys know I'm having a lot of back issues and my kidneys are kind of a little bit bad there. But we're going to continue working on a battle axe, and we're going to be doing the up pipes. We're going to be swapping them out to get some of the bellowed ones put on. And we're also going to go ahead and install the new battery cables. All the battery cables. We got ourselves a whole harness, so I'm going to try to do that. But let's get started and not hold back. Let's go. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, we got our friend Joey over here. He's deep up in there trying to set up the new up pipes. He already removed the other ones. Let me show you them right here. Got them set on the ground, and yeah, there's no donuts left on them. So reason number one for changing them, because they always leak. You lose boost, higher EGTs, lose power. Might as well do it while you're in there. All right, let's continue with the process. Hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse. So guys, as you guys can see here, my friend Joey here is actually setting the little gaskets and just lightly putting on some of the bolts, so that once everything lines up and we got the turbo on, all that good stuff, that's when we tighten everything up, where everything falls into place nicely. Yeah, progress being made. I don't want to bore you guys. Enjoy the time lapse. Alright guys, so we ended up pulling out the starter, and you could tell it was a rebuilt unit. It has some markings of the bolt positions and on the solders and stuff. However, this terminal right here, as you will notice, it's broken. It broke right off. There has been no tension been put to it, and it just broke right off. So we're gonna go ahead anyway and replace this starter. That way we don't have issues in the future. And yeah, but we're gonna set it up over here for a little bit so we could continue making progress with everything else. And when it comes time to do that, we'll go get it and install it back into the truck. All right, let's keep on going. Nothing nicer than a forced inductions drop-in series 6370 right there. And as you guys know, we are authorized dealers for forced inductions. So if you guys need one of these turbos for your Super Duty or your OBS or any type of turbo, you know, any size, we go, you know, S300s, S400s, GT55s, GT42s, all that stuff, we could get it for you through forced induction turbos. So make sure you guys send us a message on Instagram if you need something. Same thing with the Hot Shot secret products. And yeah, don't forget to buy the merch from us too. Appreciate that billet wheel right there. 6370. Let me tell you, that's the perfect combination for anything like 160 and 180 injectors. Works very, very well with that. Should put you somewhere in the realms of 400 horsepower approximately, if tuned correctly, which is perfect to basically catch up with today's standards on most vehicles. I'm not saying you're at 600-700 horsepower, but 400 makes a big difference, especially when you're coming from 215, 225, whatever it is. So, enjoy it. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you a little bit of the progress. As you guys were able to see, friend Joey here was able to put the turbo on there. We went ahead and also placed the crossover line right in the center. And we already installed the grounds for the wiring harness for the batteries. The fitting for the fuel coming from the FAST into the CNC fab block is on. And now we're installing the AC lines to the new condenser, which we're literally mocking up as we speak. So I wanted to give you a little update. Let's keep going because we got a lot to do and a little bit of time. Alright boys and girls, so as you guys seen, we got a little help today. I am so grateful, thank you Lord, for bringing Joey over to help me out. I'm very grateful for all the help that he was able to give me for today. But yeah, we got some things done. We went ahead and installed the condenser, the AC condenser, as well as the condenser line, which was leaking previously. That's why we had removed it from once. And he also installed the turbo. We put the turbo from Forced Inductions, and let me tell you, that is one pretty turbo right there. It looks phenomenal, and I know how they work because I've already installed one on a buddy of mine's truck. Granted, it was an OBS, but it was basically the 6370 also. And let me tell you, she can move. She scoots, and it's a dually also. It is a cab and a half or super cab, but wow, really, really nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one acts. I'm pretty sure it's going to be just as nice or better. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys here. You can see over here that we do have the condenser on there, brand new, and the condenser line going down to the back of the compressor, and it goes over here to the dryer. Sorry for the noise from the airplane. And as I climb up a little bit here, you guys are able to see we have our wonderful turbo on there. We went ahead and replaced all the clamps, brand new OEM from Motorcraft Ford. They're all new. The back one, this one. The only one that wasn't changed was the one for the downpipe, which you can see back here, because I had found a little receipt inside the truck saying that that one was recently done, and yes, it is newer, so it has been replaced. So I didn't feel the need to replace it. Everything looks good on it. And you can see here also that we went ahead and finished putting the crossover line for the oil. That way everything is regulated. And like I said, I know a lot of people say that this ain't needed, that this is just doesn't do nothing. Alright, I believe you. Like I said before, I believe you, but I believe in myself also. And I have seen differences on many vehicles that I've put them on. Not necessarily this particular brand. You know, I've used the Riff Raff ones, I've used the CNC Fabs, I've used multiple different ones depending on what the client had, and it works, especially when the engines were kind of bucking a little bit and stuff like that. There was irregularities, and that definitely helped out. But yeah, we also had done the right down there, the IPR. I am gonna order a brand new ICP. I'm gonna order new one of those, oil temperature, oil pressure sensors. But everything is looking good. We went ahead and tightened also the AN fitting for the fuel feed right there. And yeah, everything is looking really, really good. Made some progress. I'm quite happy with today's progress. We did also start doing the wiring for the batteries. Honestly, I didn't finish it. I kind of got sidetracked a little bit. We had some visitors come, but I think we did quite a bit for today, during the time. And hey, progress is progress, and as long as it's being made, then you're doing good. So I look forward to seeing this project come to the next phase, which will likely be more towards the side of starting to find the boots for it, and possibly all the valve covers. I gotta swap those valve covers. Those valve covers are all beat up. They're still loose. I had told you guys that I left them loose. I have them already brand new, so I'll be swapping those in for some new ones. What else? I'm trying to see what else we could do. Obviously, we've done all the other stuff previously, which was the installation of the intercooler from Rudy's Diesel. We also have, if you look in between there, you can see the 6-liter transcooler down there, and now the AC condenser. We do have a brand new milling oil pump, the low pressure, and a new harmonic balancer. We have a Gates belt, new water pump, water temperature sensor as well. We got the billet neck, a Gates belt like I mentioned. Hopefully once we do the vacuum and pressurize the AC system, we could go ahead and put the refrigerant in it, so that way we have nice and cool AC. And yeah, we went ahead and replaced all the O-rings also while we were at it, for all those lines, any connections with the AC. We went ahead and put new O-rings just to make sure that everything is nice and working proper. And wow, I really just can't emphasize enough on the fact that that turbine looks, or that turbo looks so awesome. It really does. I don't know if this does it any justice, guys, but let me tell you, it really looks great. And I'm really looking forward to trying out my first ride, the maiden voyage for Battle Axe. I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, on the previous video you guys also saw that we went ahead and completed the install of the fast fuel system as well as the Hydra ship. And yeah, everything is moving forward, looking good. Now we're in that phase where we're starting to tighten up stuff, not leaving everything just mocked up. Now that we have more components together, I am a little bit not concerned, but I am a little bit what do you call that, let's say apprehensive about the intercooler piping that I do have for this truck, which actually came with the Rudy's diesel intercooler kit. I'm not 100% sure if I like it or not, but you know, it is what it is. I might just use it because, like I said, this isn't something that's going to be making 80 pounds of boost and trying to spin the earth backwards. You know, this is more of a daily slash tow truck or work truck, whatever you want to call it. So I don't think we would need much of that stuff for now anyway. And yeah, but everything's looking pretty good. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know it was a lot of time lapse because this guy right here, he could talk. He gets to talking and sometimes he don't even stop. But hey, I just wanted to see if I could make it a little bit shorter. Let's blah blah blah, a little bit more compact, and do a little bit more time lapse so that way you guys could enjoy the moving parts of everything that's being done. I'm personally feeling pretty refreshed. I didn't have to bend down and hurt my back anymore. Thank you to Joey once again. Joey, you've been my brother since I've been a little boy. Yeah, that's right, guys. I've known Joey since I was, I don't know, probably 13 years old. You know, I was in middle school, 7th grade maybe. His brother and I went to school together, so you know, we're very close knit. He's also a mechanic by trade, and we've worked together on many different companies in the past as well. And he's like a brother to me. And you know, today I needed a little help. He was available. He came on over without asking twice. And I told him, hey, do you think you could help me? I'll be right there. I was like, okie dokie. I really needed the help, so I am very appreciative of him. And I hope you guys, you know, if you ever can, text on the leave a message or a little comment, letting him know thank you for helping me out. I know I barely ever say stuff like that, but it's because I'm usually working on my own. However, I always accredit those who do help, and you know, that's the least I could do, especially for him being the brother that he is. So I'm very happy with the progress. Everything is looking really nice. We still have a couple things to do, like I said, but we are starting to tighten everything down now. So we'll do, I guess, you know, I don't know exactly in what order we're going to do it, but we do have to do the valve covers. We will be doing the intercooler piping as well as the spider. For the spider, I ended up getting one from Swag Performance, which is I don't want to say it's the same thing because, I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but it's pretty darn close, let's say it that way. And yeah, once you got, 3 or 4 projects going on at once, and some of them are top dollar, big dollar, you have to sometimes, do little sacrifices, okay? But yeah, we got a Swag Performance divided spider that will be going there, as well as like I said, the intercooler piping, brand new valve covers, and I want to see what I could do. I'm probably gonna be changing the dog house. I'm probably gonna be flipping it backwards, that way the exit is towards the back, and I'm probably gonna attach a vented catch can to that. And from the catch can, I'm gonna possibly see if I could get I have a Venturi that you could install onto the downpipes. And what it does is it uses the exhaust as it's coming out. It forms a suction, which will help pull out the gases that come from the crankcase through your doghouse. And the reason I'm doing that, because as you guys know, on these vehicles from factory, turbos get all filled with oil, and it's because obviously the doghouse, all this stuff here goes back into the air filter system, and it basically recirculates all that stuff through there. And even though it's not really something that causes damage to those to the turbo or anything like that, it is something that I personally prefer not to have. I don't want any, to be sending oil down there, because I've changed so many intercoolers, okay? Factory intercoolers, aftermarket intercoolers, where folks have left the system the way it comes from factory. And if you're running, a little bit more gap on your piston rings, or maybe your engine is a little bit more tired, you do get, more oil coming through here with the crank pressure gases coming out, and it sends it right into your turbo, down your pipes, into your intercooler. So next thing you know, your intercooler is actually filled. It's got some oil on the bottom. So when you get those intercoolers and you flip them over to the side and put them over one of those oil pans, and you tilt it a little bit, I've gotten up to 3 quarts. That's been the record for me. I got 3 quarts of oil out of an intercooler. And that doesn't really belong there. I know a lot of people say, hey, that's the way it comes. I understand that's the way you want it. Go for it. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying what I'm doing. And I'm not going to be recirculating that. That is going to go, like I said, into a catch can. And then the other side of the catch can, the ventilation side, is going to go to a Venturi, which goes to the downpipe, creating suction, goes down the downpipe, burns off any residue, okay, down the pipe. Nothing leaking anywhere. That's what I'm going to be doing. And at the same time, by creating that Venturi effect, it actually helps more than just venting it to atmosphere, okay? When you vent it to atmosphere, it is whatever pressure is coming out on its own. But when you have a Venturi, you're kind of creating a vacuum. And the more of a vacuum you create in there is drawing all those gases out real quick. It allows the engine to move freer. And you might say, how is that so? Well, crank pressure is something, or crankcase pressure, is something that I like to look at it as, think about it as boost, right? You have boost, it creates pressure inside the pipes until it gets to your intake plenums, and then from there into your cylinders and whatnot. However, think about the engine from the bottom, okay? You have pistons that are moving up and down, right? You got 8 of them. You have rotating parts like the cam, you have the crankshaft down there. And what happens is as those pistons are coming down, you're actually creating crank pressure because the air underneath is actually getting basically compressed into the block. Okay, that's what they call crank pressure. So what you do is you scavenge that out, or in this case it kind of is meant to bleed out from here, which it works just fine for, you know, especially for a stock setup is perfectly fine. No worries about that. Obviously they've lived diesel this long. But when it comes to, you know, doing little upgrades and stuff like that, I mean, I really, let's just say I like to do it with this completely out of the way. I don't want no oil going into my turbo, definitely not going into my pipes, and definitely not going into the intercooler. Especially when you start buying parts that are, you know, pretty nice or pricey. I'm not saying that all the parts on this truck are very pricey, okay? But when you take in consideration the amount of parts that we've already put into this truck here, Battle Axe, well, it gets expensive, okay, guys? It does. It gets expensive, and I'm not saying overly expensive, but because there's a lot of things that I did that you could live without doing, you know? Like I could have still used the factory intercooler. You know, I could have just changed this line that was leaking and forget about this. The transmission cooler, hey, I could have gotten like the ones I have for the race trucks, you know, the Mishimoto, really nice one, heavy duty, all that good stuff. No, I went with whatever, I don't want to say the name, but whatever the auto parts store nearby had. So it's their brand. Hey, it is what it is. That's what I had, and I went ahead and bought it. And, you know, same thing with certain other components. However, when it comes to sensors, when it comes to turbo, when it comes to, you know, your fuel, the fuel pump, the fuel lines, those components are very important. And I'm definitely not going to skip out on those. That's why we went with Forced Inductions Turbo. That's why we have the CNC Fab 4-line feed kit. That's why we have the fast fuel system with the 220 titanium signature series. That's why we got the Gates water pump, the Gates belt, the Gates thermostat, and we got a brand new, that's not a brand name, but that's a Dorman from, you know, they sell them in multiple different auto parts. Dorman brand harmonic balancer, and the high pressure oil lines, you know, and we do have that H-pop right there, which is a stage 2 from Eco Diesel, which was acquired through our friend over at Rose Synthetics. And yeah, you know, the fast fuel system, obviously one of our sponsors. Love those guys. They've always been great with me. Obviously, I've used their pumps before on different vehicles that we've had, as well as other client vehicles that I've done in the past. So I know the product. I know it's good. So why go with something else? You don't skip out on that stuff. Same thing with the turbo. Hey, Forced Inductions. You know what? I live very close to Orlando Speed World. Okay, so I frequent there. I may not show my face too often, like I try to, you know, stay away from the bigger crowds and stuff, but I enjoy going to the tracks, and I've seen many of my personal friends who are, you know, running in the in the bigger categories, let's say it that way, using the, you know, the forced induction turbos and doing great numbers with it. And like I said, I just purchased one for a friend of mine, and he has an OBS 7.3. It's a dually. It was a 1992 which was an IDI 7.3. However, he went ahead and swapped in a 7.3 Powerstroke. And, you know, after some time, he kind of wanted a little bit more oomph. He does carry a trailer. He's a welder by trade, and he travels all over the U.S. You know, he welds pipelines for, you know, fuel and petroleum and all that stuff. So he's all over the place with that truck, and he has the, what do you call it now? He has the Forced inductions turbo for his OBS TP38, and he has a set of 180/30s also from Full Force Diesel, and we did get some tunes for him also. He's using TS6 ship, which I have him convinced to swap over to Hydra. Main reason for that, I'm not saying that you can't get good tunes on the TS. You can. As a matter of fact, usually the same people who tune your Hydra will tune your TS. However, TS is it's been outdated for a while. If you ask me, it still works, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of outdated, and it's you know, a little bit more cumbersome, more of a pain when it comes to changing tunes. If you need a revision, you gotta get under there, you gotta pull out the computer, you gotta send it out to your tuner will receive it, he'll program it when he has a chance because he has so many. Then they send it back to you, then you gotta go put it back in so that you can finally try it, and God knows if it's any good. So with the Hydra, the good thing is I could call, you know, my friends over at Gearhead Sales. Hey, listen, I need a tune for this, and I have this, that, and the other. Can you please send me some? Sure, no problem. It'll be this much. I pay. They make the tune. They send it to me via email. And then from the email, I download it onto the ship from my laptop. We're ready to go. So I don't have to wait the whole traffic situation or be taking off the ship in and out. Here's one thing. Those J2 connectors, the more you're in and out, they start to wear out. So if you're doing that constantly, you might damage actually the fingers, you know, for the connection. So why not go with something that you could leave in there and through a USB cable, plug it into your computer, send it in there. You're rocking and rolling. You could try so many. You could keep a file of different tunes if you want on your computer and just upload the ones that you want or the ones you like best. Like in my case, I'm only gonna upload, you know, stuff for towing, stuff for what do you call it, daily driving, you know, heavy towing, possibly do a little bit of economy tunes and stuff like that. And on the computer, I will have a few tunes for more of the performance side, you know, max effort, you know, a little fun having. I say, hey, I'm gonna go to the track, load the tune, and do a little pass and have some fun. No big deal. And then take it back off before I hit the road, just to avoid problems. I know things are gonna be looking so much better soon, but we all have to be real, okay, guys? We have to be real. There is somewhat of a necessity at this point of tuners that can actually do more of those cleaner tunes, and the reason for that is because this whole thing with the EPA, and don't get me wrong, you know, is true, okay? Yes, there is a lot of different things that cause different problems or whatnots. They might know better than I do. But what I'm trying to say is, whether you believe them or not, it's coming. And it's unfortunate, but it is coming. And we're starting to see trucks like these, the older Cummins, you know, even the old 6.2s and 6.5s Chevys. They're coming back, okay? They're coming back because Obviously, these vehicles didn't have any emissions on them. That's why they last so long. That's why they have less problems. You don't have to pay so much money. Every time one of those emission systems fail, it's a ton of money. And, people are starting to look back at these. So why not, make it your own, condition it. That way you could get a good amount of miles out of it. And, like I always say, this truck right here is going to be it is literally a simple build compared to the other stuff that we are going to be doing in this channel. But I think it's very rudimental to understand that my purpose of building this truck itself, besides the fact that, hey, I need a truck to move around and do stuff, is I wanted to be sure that I could present to you guys 3 types of builds, okay? I wanted to show you something mild, then I wanted to show you something spicy, and then I wanted to show you something all out, okay? So I'm doing, from mild to wild, 3 stages, different builds, and give you kind of like an idea of what you will get into, whether you want to consider the financial side of it or the parts that you might need, perhaps some tricks and tips that I could give you when it comes to putting these things together. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys and say, hey, I'm gonna be building the engine for Pegasus. I'm not. It's not that I don't know how. I could do it, anytime, but I don't have machining equipment. I don't have a thing to grind the heads and make sure that they're all nice and decked. The same thing with the blocks. I don't have a Magnaflux, magnetizer, so I could check for cracks on the blocks and heads and all that stuff. I don't have ways to check for pressures. I don't have that. And, I'm putting my hands on things that are going to be quite elaborate, and I'm just doing things here, little by little, on an easy note, and I don't want to get too overwhelmed. And when it comes to the machining process, sure, I could have a local machinist. I have to, like I've told you guys, I live right across hundreds of mechanic shops and machine shops and fabricators and chassis builders. Everything is all here. But the way I like to do things is, I have to think about what is going to make most sense. And time is money, but so is giving some people an opportunity. And I was blessed with an opportunity from Kill Devil Diesel over in North Carolina, and they also offered me a decent price for putting the engine together for me. And the main reason for me going with them is because, like I said, their reputation is definitely very, very good. Okay, some people may like them, some people may not, some people may bad talk them, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. You could choose whoever you want to, if you want them, if you want. I have a whole bunch of them that would do great jobs for me. Like, for example, our sponsors, DDPM, Dynamic Diesel Performance. Great machinist, okay? I could go to them and tell them, hey, could you throw this together for me? Sure, I can. I could go Stroker Diesel and talk to them and say, hey, I know you guys, got some machine shops that work with you guys, and could you put this together for me? You guys got to realize that I'm usually working on my own, and I got 3 huge projects, and I do have a lot of limitations with the cancer and my breathing and my back. It's getting worse when it comes to my back and my I don't know if it's my back, my kidneys, my liver, I don't know. All I know is I'm in an excruciating amount of pain on the daily, and I don't take anything for it other than like Tylenol, you know, because I can't. My tummy is not, I'm not allowed to. The doctors won't allow me to take it, nor do I want it, because I was on medications prior to that for pain management, but it's not my kind of thing. I don't want to. Let's just say I have fears of getting addicted to something when I have a beautiful family and a baby boy that I love with all of my heart, and I don't want to miss a moment. If I could be alert and not miss a moment with that child, then I'm going to do anything possible, even if I have to, you know, hurt a little, let's say it that way. And that's why I'm out here. I mean, you guys know that for 5 years I was basically bedbound, and it was from the hospital to the house, from the house to the hospital, from the hospital to the house, maybe a doctor here or two. That wasn't really settling too well with me. Not only on the fact that I felt like I was useless, but also with the fact that I personally felt like I wasn't living out my dreams. Obviously, I am very passionate when it comes to, you know, working on vehicles, especially these trucks and the OBSs. So, you know, now, even though I have pains and all these aches, I still play with my boy, and, you know, hey, let's go running around a little bit, or let's toss him onto the bed and, you know, play tickling, and then, you know, let's go to the park, take him to the playgrounds and stuff like that, the trampoline parks and stuff like that. I want to be there. I want to be a parent. And, you know, when you have the issues that I have, and, you know, the options that you have are kind of rough, you kind of try to make do with what you have, okay? I definitely don't want my back fused, okay? But that's, let's say, one of the options that they've given me so far, and I'm really not looking forward to that. But anyway, guys, you guys seen everything we've done for today. Once again, a big shout out to my friend Joey for helping us out. I'm going to start picking up around here, clean up, and get everything put back inside. Hopefully, I have some more energies for tomorrow. That way I could do a little more. Another video for you guys, hopefully. Now that I'm starting to find my groove again with the videos. And I'm sorry, I know I've had some time in between, but we were dealing with the whole hurricane situation, you know, helping folks, and humanity first, like I always say. So I was dedicated more towards that for a little while here. And now I'm starting to have a little free time again, so we're hitting it a little bit harder now. So pretty soon we'll have this bad boy back on the road, God willing. And I hope you guys are ready to go along for a ride. See what kind of roads in Mexico we find. Just saying. I mean, we are in Florida. It's like, you know, it's right over there somewhere. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching our videos as usual. I really appreciate you guys. For you guys who are not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Hit a like, thumbs up, you know, leave a little comment. Send me a message for, you know, if you have any questions about anything when it comes to these trucks or any vehicle, to be honest. And if you're a 7.3 fan, if you're a Volkswagen fan, if you're a Toyota fan, you know, 2J, if you like your LSs, it doesn't matter. I'm willing to talk about it. I can help you out if that's what you're seeking. Give you some pointers. Sorry for the plane. If you have problems with your airplane, let me know. I'll help you out. Yes, that's part of what I studied. But yeah, it's all about a community. It's all about helping each other out, and I'm always willing to help somebody else. Why not? You know, I would want somebody to do it for me if I needed the help. Just like my brother or my friend, I call him my brother. Okay, Joey, and helped me out today. So same thing. I would do it for anybody else. I always have, I always will, till my last breath. But for now, I love y'all. God bless you. And let the coal roll.
Boys, diesel, BWB, the drag and drive, dual, black smoke.